Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depend on your time and your location. This is one of your own, Biafra TV, sending you a warming greeting this evening, and calling on you as you come. Please like, share the program and make it go viral. Please, my people. As you do so, may Elohim continue to bless you and keep you safe. I thank you so much for doing that. As you are coming in here, remember today is the part 2 of how the Africa colluded with the bribe, the hatred they use on us that Britain brought in with the amalgamation that are causing all the problem, causing all the killings that is happening today in our land. Today we are going to also do 1 and 2 again today on our program. We will start another program today. But before we do so, I want to tell you, please remember to anywhere you go, do hashtag Nigeria and Britain. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president of United States of Biafra, is under must. And you cannot do hashtag Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without also doing hashtag Free Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of United States of Biafra. Remember, it is very, very imperative if you do so. And it's a welcome development if you do so. As the protests are about to happen, remember, there is in Nigeria, there is always anti-protest. In Nigeria, there is always anti-protest. They will come. And you know those who will organize them. You know the number one person to organize it, Alfred Okobo. You know the other second person, Ikengu Uruago. You know the one called himself Udele Chukwuka. You know him. You know Jovika. You know Igbo Dibia enweghị uche. Neklem na ya nwere uche. This is those that are going to sponsor, that Nigeria government are going to use to sponsor those that do anti-protest. Remember one thing. If they can do anti-protest in NSAS, think of the awareness, the political pressure coming from protests of hashtag Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the United States of Biafra. Then you may understand where I am coming from. Also, now that Biafra has been re-declared and they will sit on top of or under our government, that you know that in less than 1 month we have election to organize and to achieve in the Biafra land. You know that the enemies will come. That is why I must tell you things in advance. For you, among these two things that are going on right now, if you want Biafra, anywhere you are, this protest must go all around Nigeria. That is one mistake they are making when they want to do protests. I want to give Sowore Expo how to run down Nigeria of protests. You will run the protests. The protests will be organized by every street. There will be a protest in every street. There will be protests in every state, the same time, the same date. But because if you didn't handle the protest this way, they will bring their army out to centralize the army on one particular checking point to where people gathered. Why did NSAS fail? Because of the way those who plan the NSAS handle the NSAS. That is why NSAS failed. If you want to do protests in Nigeria, number one, you are to line check how many police Nigeria have. Number one. Then number two, you will check population in every state. And now use that population in every state and check how many police, anything called security apparatus in Nigeria. Then you will centralize your protest in every, not in every local government. No. If you do it in every local government, they will run local government down. But when you do it street by street, market by market, in every community, they will come out for protests. When you run this protest like this, nobody, no amount of police, no amount of army will intimidate the population of the people. But because of we channel our strength, our population one place, that is why all the protests that are going on in Nigeria is failing. That is why all the revolution is failing. You will do revolution when you have a certain point of place. You may even do the protest, remove hand from the center, and you go down below the center. From there, then the people will move in. When we are when they did end protest, I supervised protests and SARS in Odu Anambra, in Ehiala. It did not fail. Police could not do anything because all around the local government of Ehiala, inside the villages, there is protests. If you can organize this protest in this form, you will take out Nigeria police, Nigeria military, anything that make up Nigeria's security apparatus, you will take it out. They will do nothing. But when you centralize the protest on a particular place, do you know that in Abuja, you may have 10 hosts on the protest. When you host 10 areas in Abuja, the strength of the military, the strength of the police, the strength of whatever will be reduced. But when you channel it, those that will be within the protest, in the courts, in Asrock, will be there with a large population. The other communities in all Abuja, all north, if this protest hold in all north, you will chase Nigerian military away with those anti-protesters. This is what when you are planning, it's like protest is like when you are planning a burial. When you are planning a burial, you bring all your relative. That particular days of the burial, before that burial, in their houses, they are cooking, preparing for that same burial that will hold one place. Some will invite dancers. The dancers will first start in their house first. When they go and come back, they will go back to the house and also the house of the person that called them for the burial or a mother, a father, a son, whatever, whoever that invite, or in-law, they will invite them. They will sit in that house. This I just give you just a little something that you may trigger you to understand what I'm saying this evening or this night, depending on your time, or this morning or this afternoon, depending on your time and your location. So, why every protest fell in Nigeria? What I'm telling you, because of the intimidation of a center. They will pack all the military, they will pack all the police, come to intimidate you. So, to you to avoid it, if one protest must go on, it will start from every state. Anambra will be holding, when you call Anambra, Oka will be there, Mbapu will be there. Every part that made up of Anambra, old Anambra, they will be involved in that protest. That is only where they will not intimidate. Because some areas in old Anambra, some areas in Nigeria, they did not have up to 500 policemen at instant in their station. Go and check. No police station in rural areas. What are they doing? When the protests kick on, they will go into the rural areas, take some of them, 20, 10, to come and mobilize the population that are going to attack the Protestants. But when you are everywhere, let me give you an example. If police in all Anambra is 1,000, and the people who are protesting are 6,000 in all over the Anambra. Now tell me, from where are they going to draw that one? They want to secure the station first for the protesters not to come to attack them. They will remain inside their police station. They will not come outside because the population outside outline them despite their AK-47. That is their strength. When they come out to attack, when everybody fall Yakata, move out from a circle and round them up, they will drop their gun and kneel on their knees. This is a spirit of protest that I have organized and I achieve it. Rather, that time the police will stay one place be watching you. This is how to bring the protest on and no attack. Now, this particular one that is going to Asrock will be the oldest people. And also, you can use small children at front of it. That is how to weak a military. That is how to mix security. Weak them. Present over 100 children between 12 years go down in the front. Present them. Let us how they will fire. Let us how they will throw the so-called tear gas. There is many ways to outline them out of the road. This is my message to Sowore. Let the protests happen in all parts of Nigeria. That is only where the anti-Protestants and all these people will not achieve their aim. But without that, they will scatter the protests, the anti-protests and the banditry country military called Nigeria. Now, there is one thing I want to use again on my intro. What is that? Let me tell you this thing again. For those, some people, they will say you, let us do revolution against Nigeria. You don't protest for what you did not have. When you don't have a signature in a land or in a house that you are claiming that you are the owner, when the owner of the land come, he will use everything against you and prove that he is the owner of the land. None of those who answer one Nigeria are the owner of Nigeria. Number one, they was not consulted. Their signature was not inside the amalgamation. The signature of those who claim one Nigeria, their signature are not inside the document of one Nigeria. They did not sign their signature, so they are not the owner of that thing called Nigeria, the profit. The amalgamation is the profit of the Britain, of the world powers. Among the world powers, the only people that you will say they are not involved on it is who? Only Russia. Despite Russia, every other country have interests they are gaining from the Nigeria as the collective effort of the world for Nigeria to be a profit of them. It is a collective effort. And who monetize that effort? One of the former president of America, the one who come from Africa, Obama. Obama monetized that achievement to the world. Remember, in time of Obama, they told you that they will do everything to protect the territorial integrity of Nigeria. Why? That the territorial integrity is killing of the people of the land. Have you asked yourself, before the territorial integrity of Nigeria and of the amalgamation, who are we? What kind of life are we living? They use the territorial integrity and deceive Africa, and they colluded against the light of Africa, Biafra / Igbo people. We will go into documents today who we are before the amalgamation and the kind of life we are living. We'll go into that history today. We'll go into that history of who we are. Then we will compare who you are then and who you are now. Which one is the best one? If you was be able to use that hand to grow, by now, Africa, Biafra, will be where the people comes for vacation. This is the pure truth that you have to understand. When I play the video of things that are happening in Nigeria right now, and also when we go into that document, then you may understand exactly what I am saying. Then you will choose between this and this. Which one is the best one? The amalgamation of Nigeria today is the videos I'm going to play right now. Before that, I want to greet those who are first here today. I want to greet you all. MC Jerry, I greet you. Shibozo, I greet you. Abarosia, I greet you. I see that this Abarosia is my own Abarosia. I see they look at it. Then I see Chris Son. Chris Son, thank you so much for all the comments you put down here. Thank you so much. May Elohim bless and protect you. Then he asks you to like and share the program. Hit the like button. Because once we reach up to 10, then we will finish our old program that's supposed to end today on the document we are reading about how they use Africa in the region of Nigeria to stop the light of Africa. Happen to be Biafra. Happen to be Igbo people in question. Happen to be Yorubas. Because in Africa or in the world, Yorubas was the first who manufactured television. And instead of them to look at the problem, they think that Igbo people are their problem. That is why they are demolishing everything in Nigeria. The properties of the Igbos, especially the Biafran people. Are you following? Please like and share. Please like and share the program. It is very important for you to like and share if you may do so. Thank you so much. Look at things that are happening after the amalgamation, and you ask yourself, before the amalgamation, the level of insecurity, the level of the killing, the level of things that happen in Nigeria, are they happening then? That is why we know that the amalgamation is to destroy the will of the people. Amalgamation was not good for the Igbos, for all the entire Nigeria right now. That's in the call, that's profit they call Nigeria. The amalgamation was the bad thing that has ever happened to us. I will prove it to you. I will prove it to you. How the amalgamation was the bad thing that has happened to you and I today. So that is why I ask you, please, as you come, like and share the program. So immediately we get our 10 likes, then we move on with things that bring us here. You know, here we have our own way. We do according to what we have to do, because I am doing the one I know how to do, and the one that Chukwu carry and give me to do in a little way I can. So if you are listening to me, pay attention, relax. Don't be in a hurry, because what we have, we are bringing it gradually. So please, like and share the program on your Facebook timeline, on your TikTok, on your Instagram, on your S handle. Just share the program, so other people may know that we are live and we are direct, so they will understand that we are not here for child's play. We are here to bring all the truth they hide out from us. And if they made us to leave the problem, the real problem, and face the minor things that could have solved after we have achieved our freedom. We focus on those ones. And where the truth is under. That is how they want us to behave. They are controlling us with things that are happening within ourselves, and we channel our strength on things that are happening within us that needed to be changed. Then we may understand what we as the Biafran people have to do. So the so-called amalgamation is the problem that brought everything that is happening, because there was never mean that Nigeria is going to be rather, it's going to be a profit to the world. That is the intention of creating Nigeria and destroy who you are from day one. They did what? They come, they destroy us. That is what they did to us. They did not show us love. They did not have intention of we living like them, or we understand what is happening and what is going on. They want us to be in our land and be a slave to them. They amalgamated. After the amalgamation, what happened? Did those that Britain take in slave, did they return them back home? And even though that they throw inside sea, even though they give to lion to eat, did they pay compensation to those families? They took their children and their father and their mother away from their land. Did they do that? The answer is no. That is why you will know that the so-called amalgamation was not meant for anything good for you, rather to destroy you. And that destruction is what you are seeing today. It's only when you go back and check who you are before the amalgamation, it's only the time that you understand the reason why things are the way it is before. That is why you're on your own. You must denounce the amalgamation by rejecting Nigeria as a country. When you go through this way, then you may simply understand things I am here or things I am telling you this evening. So this is the way it is. So I beg on you to calm down and follow this program. But as you come, please like and share the program. we will be doing other things until our people comes in the way they normally comes in. So then you will understand what I am here, what I represent, and what I have in my mind. I see you, Oganaya. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're always here. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. So, like and share the program so you may understand when you pay attention. Don't be in a hurry. But right now, we are going to be presenting you the Nigeria of amalgamation. Then, we'll be giving you a document of Nigeria, of the indigenous people before the amalgamation. After that, when our laptop is here with us, they will play you a video of our code before amalgamation, and we also play the video before after the amalgamation. Then you will choose. Our problem is that thing called amalgamation. That is the problem. So that is it. Yeah, my guy, please, I'll talk to you later. I'm in live program right now, please. So let us see the Nigeria and what is things that are happening in Nigeria, and all the lies and all the plan, that hatred that Britain bring against the Igbo people are still today. The hatred that Britain colluded with Africa, with some Africa. Because why I said is that because it's only for Africa that recognized Igbo and Biafra in the time of Ojukwu. Others did not. And those who just come after our fight till today never show face to recognize us. That is why of these four, they know themselves. Despite these four, others, that hatred that Britain preached, that lie that Britain used to hold our forefathers in Africa, that after telling them that lies, they still went on and put them into slavery. You see what is today? That lie is still there. The Yoruba people are seriously proving it by destroying Igbo businesses. You will hear the way they address Igbos. So you who is an Igbo, you who is a Biafran, who are building mansion in Lagos, your name na sorry. As Nebo Maga, Nebo Mugu. Now when Mugu fall, you shout Mugu, don't fall, shout hallelujah. That is what it is. That is how they see you. And when we bring the truth, you shy away from it. The truth that you are refusing to pay attention to will become a problem, and the problem, the lies, will come to destroy you at last, because the truth will keep you alive. Let us see some videos and listen to how they dress, what they are saying, what the amalgamation will bring in our life, why you have to reject amalgamation in your life. Why? So you may understand what we have to do. Let us start with this video. Listen as I play the video.
All right, guys, this is unbelievable. So these people are not beginning to understand that these leaders are using them against Nigerians. Just like bringing two heads together, then they go stand one side and see them, see them fighting Nigerians and Nigerians hating them. So guys, this one will shock you. Revolt in the east, that is the southeast, as soldiers refuse orders amid free Nnamdi Kanu uprising. Interesting. I am beginning to love what is happening. Yes, enough is enough. How can you be doing this? These people who the soldiers have been, making sure that they bring them to down, they bring them to their knees. The Nigerian government, they pardon them. After when they don't buy their colleagues and all that, making life terrible for them. And you are now saying people who are saying they don't want to be part of a country who refuse to treat them well, as terrorists. You want them to treat them as terrorists. So guys, while I don't land though, honestly, I am beginning to love what is happening. Reports they fly up and down say some soldiers for Southeast don't begin resist direct. Others from Abuja, they talk say they no go fight their own people again because of the ongoing hashtag Free Nnamdi Kanu now protest. So my people, now serious tension everywhere from Enugu to Onitsha to Aba, Abia State. The matter don't pass government control. And if time is not taken, what happened in NSAS protest, it go fit double pass like this because Nigerians, they don't too bottle. Nigerians will bottle a lot until they endure things. But you see, there is a level you can push someone to the wall. I am telling you, it go react. So fresh report from Sahara Reporters and the People's Gazette indicates the security tension has intensified across the southeast as some Nigerian army personnel reportedly refused certain deployment instructions linked to the ongoing hashtag Free Nnamdi Kanu Now protest. According to credible sources, the protests were stated have already started online campaigns ahead of the October 20 nationwide rally. They have now escalated into street actions across major cities, with crowds demanding the immediate release of the detained IPOB leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In Enugu, in Abia, and Anambra states, multiple eyewitnesses confirmed that protesters clashed briefly with combined military and police patrol. However, the shocker came when some soldiers were seen refusing to advance, reportedly saying they could not open fire on armed civilians calling for justice. A military insider told Sahara Reporters, there is serious confusion. Some officers, especially those from the southeast, are saying they won't take part in suppressing peaceful protests. The command is treating it as disobedience, but the situation is delicate. The source added that the army hierarchy is holding emergency strategy meetings in Abuja as intelligence reports warn that morale is collapsing within lower ranks posted to the region. Inside Aso Rock, panic reportedly hit the presidency after receiving reports that soldiers and police officers in some southeastern divisions are showing.
This is what could have been achieved over many years ago. Well, the issue is that in time of Ojukwu, there is some Biafran army who refuse to work with Ojukwu. And there is many who agree to work with Ojukwu. So, what has happened before is about to happen. If you're a true son of the soil, if you are an indigenous person serving Nigeria security in any form at all, you are not supposed to. You're supposed to be among those who said, no, we are not going to continue in this way again. That is, if you are indigenous person that knows that what is going on today is not good, that one day it might favor your village, it might favor your community, it might happen to your street, it might happen to your local government, then you are not supposed, as a military personnel or a police, name it any security outfit, you are not supposed to carry gun to come out to stop the protest. Rather, you're supposed to help those that are going to stand up for the protest. You're supposed to buy water. If you don't buy, help them. Be there to guide them. Tell them, continue your protest, but do not destroy anything. Do not be among those who are going to be shooting the protesters, because they are also protesting many of your army who are under detention of Nigeria because of they refuse to carry order or carry activities out, or they'll decide to resign. So, if you are a military personnel, if you are a police, whatever name they called you in the name of uniform you wear in that profit of Britain, you are not supposed to come out. Rather, you're supposed to support those who are protesting for you, for your own freedom, because tomorrow it might happen to you. N'okwu Igbo ndị be anyị asị, onye aṅụkwara na agha alabe. If you na-aṅụrị in your mind, no matter Nnamdi Kanu, tomorrow one thing may lead happens to be you. So it is also a high time to use ofu aku webabo nonu abua. It is also a high time to use one stone and kill two birds to end that enclave, to end that profit of Britain, and go back to your roots. Go back to the way you were before the amalgamation of 1914. If I may ask you, what is something good that amalgamation has brought to you? What is something good that name called Nigeria has brought to you? Can you tell me in the comment section? What you who claim you are Nigeria, what is the benefit of Nigeria in your life? Is it good road? Is it good school? Is it good hospital? Is it NEPA light? Is it security? Is it good food? Is it good atmosphere that favors big and small? Tell me among these things I counted, how many that has favored you as a Nigeria? Because I want you to know, none of your forefathers, including you, signed on that name called Nigeria. Nigeria is like when you want to buy a house. You buy the house, maybe you are in abroad, and the lawyer send you the original document, or you ask the lawyer to send you to keep the original document for you, and you give a friend or a brother a photocopy, and when you come back to enter your house, he has changed that photocopy name of you, or the name is there, and because of he claim that he's the one holding the document, he will claim that he's the owner of the house. When you bring the original document and present, what will happen? He will run. That is what Britain, Popesa, they are doing to you. They give you a fake name. Then they are running their business, because if they did not give you that name, to use that name and make profit on your head, you will not allow them to do their business. So they only find way that the only way we can make this profit is when we bring over 200 ethnic groups together and told them, you people are one country. Then they will see us that we have do them something good. They will allow us to use their leader to control them and make our profit, and they will not attack us. Rather, they will be respecting us. That is what Britain did to you. Not to me, because I have denounced Nigeria as a country. It's only when you denounce Nigeria, then you also denounce the chain of Europe, the chain of Britain, the chain of Portugal, the chain of France, the chain of US, the chain of Italy, the chain of Germany. This is the truth that I want you to know. If you are thinking right now. So any military that are indigenous person not the rehabilitated Boko Haram's military. I said what? Not the rehabilitated Boko Haram that are in the military, that are bombing everywhere. If you are an indigenous person, if you are among those who they count on the over 200 ethnic group people today, being in Nigeria, anything security outfits, you are not supposed to come outside. Rather, you're supposed to join the protests. That is what the time that you are in to call for. And that is what you have to do. Please, as you come, like and share the program. If your first time coming, you will see a 3 dots in front of your right hand, your right eyes on your screen. Just click on that 3 dots, it will open. You will see like and share. Please endeavor to do that. Why is it important? When you share, when you click, others may know that we are live. We are 41 minutes, only 7 like. You know, people like where they will laugh and where they will copy somebody's and say what the person is saying. That is what people love so much. But when you are bringing the truth out, the history that will make you to regain who you are, nobody like it. Because that is why they remove history for us in Nigeria, so you will not know your history. And when somebody is bringing the history with facts, then you will be you refuse. You will not like to be there. You will run away and go to the platform where you will laugh. It's okay if that is your choice. I'm not against it. Everybody must listen to what makes him happy. That's what I find out. So let us continue.
Signs of divided loyalty. The National Security Advisor's Office has ordered tight surveillance on units situationed in Enugu and Owerri. Owerri is in Imo State. Meanwhile, the Defense Headquarters has denied any motive, calling the claims unfounded, but refused to provide details clarifications. Security analysts, however, believe the situation is real. A Lagos-based analyst told the Cable, the combination of public anger and international sympathy for Kano among security operatives is dangerous. It means the command structure is being tested for the first time since 2020. The source also linked the renewed protest to the upcoming October 20th anniversary of the Lekki Toll Gate shooting, saying activists and IPOB supporters have united under one banner to push for Kano's freedom and government accountability. Human rights activist Omoyele Sowore also weighed in on X, formerly Twitter, warning the federal government not to militarize the protest. He wrote, "You can't jail conscience, free Nnamdi Kanu now, and respect human rights. No amount of bullets can silence justice." Civil society groups like #EndBadGovernance, Organize Youth Forum, and the Coalition for Justice in Nigeria have announced solidarity marches in Lagos, Abuja, and London, calling for global attention to Kano's case. So, my people, you don't clear say this matter, don't pass, be careful. When soldiers begin say, we no go obey this kind order, it mean wahala don't reach inside government house. As #Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now protest don't spread, no time go tell. Now time go tell whether Tinubu go gree release Kanu or push Nigeria enter another round of crisis. I beg, drop your comment below. What you think? Should the soldiers stand by the people or obey government order?
The soldier must stand with the people. Moreover, if it is an indigenous person, not the bandits military, Remember my word. If the indigenous people soldier are not supposed to come against the Protestants, but the bandits, the Boko Haram military in Nigeria wears uniform that are not indigenous people, that are there also see that day as a day also to wipe away the indigenous people. Remember that. That is why they are killing every gathering in Nigeria. Call it protest or politics. The day of election. Who are they shooting? The non-indigenous people are shooting the indigenous people in every circumstances. That is what the amalgamation bring to us. That is why you must end the amalgamation. Then you become a free man. Without that, you will never be free in your life. We must continue showcasing the evidences of what we are saying, so the world may understand that we are not just making mouths. That is happening everywhere. That is what is going on. Call for serious attention. Sorry, YouTube, please not tag me. Do not tag me. Copyright again. I have no power over this music. Please. Okay, let us see. Look at the video of Biafran war. Or see it here. Look at. Just pay attention. Sometimes video and picture speak volume without voice. If you pay attention. This is Nigeria military parading in 1966 to 1970 in the home of the people. Watch what is going to play out here. Capturing a Biafran. This is what they did. Going house to houses. Vandalizing. Taking the people's life away. Let us know if we can hear words. If the music has stopped. Look at our women. Child, oh God, laptop, not laptop. In fact, I won't play this video. I will hold on until what we're waiting for. I get my shots. Let us play this one.
Yeah, type anything, say God will punish you. Adeboye can never get peace for his grave. If Adeboye get peace, now you say the God know they exist. If Adeboye find peace after this earth, if he get peace, no say heaven has come. And God himself know they exist. When it was Israel, and everywhere they pray with Israel. We stand with the people of Israel. We pray for Israel. But now it is your country. We never hear them. So, my people of Plateau State, the people of Plateau State, people of Benue State, if you can hear me clearly. Arm yourself. I will not stop telling you this thing. Protect yourself. The government cannot protect you. Protect yourself. The president of this country is sick. He's not even there around. People they fight for in country here and there. He's not even here. He's sick. He's in France. We don't even know if he'll come out here alive. You know, understand? So you know the story. When it is government, you know what I tell them? I tell them to forsake with that. Forsake! If you're on TikTok, only my backup account. The English Alhaji. I tag it here. God bless your heart. You're not stopping now.
We are going to play it back so you will understand it clearly.
Yeah, type anything, say God will punish you.
Adeboye
never get peace for his grave.
Now people will march up, do protests against Goodluck Jonathan because they tag him an Igbo man. Today, Adeboye is not saying anything about the killings of those are Christian that he preached for. Remember, in his blood lineage, his parents is a Muslim. Adeboye. His parents is what? Muslim. And today he's a Christian. So they are making the money from Muslim side, they are making money from Christianity. Business, profits that they called Nigeria. And that is why the Britain look at you and I. He said that we are what? Gold, property that they will use to make profit. and you are obeying that. These people of Plateau, Benue State, we are not tribal people. We want every indigenous people to have their freedom. This is Nigeria. Look at Boko Haram. See the way that they are sponsoring them. They are fueling their machine. Watch out clearly. Come close and watch. What do you see here? Tanker. Do you see how they are sponsoring them? When this tanker is moving, if not Nigeria government sponsoring them, can't the military or police track this tanker? No. Who are you going to supply this full tanker of fuel inside bush? You see them freely collecting fuel from tanker free. Watch very well. That is Nigeria. They value their territorial integrity. The territorial integrity of Nigeria is bandits, giving them to protect them. And right now, the territorial integrity of Nigeria, who is by holding Mazen and the Kama Simon, Nigeria become one Nigeria. Look at it here. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing the tanker? Do you see the big tanker who is fueling their machines, their motors? Then you ask yourself, you who claim to be a one Nigeria, are you not ashamed of yourself? It is happening because you are not the owner of Nigeria. This is people that they hand over Nigeria to, not you. You are gain, you are profit, you are gold, you are property that they use to make profit. That is who you
we
are.
Finished in this country.
Look at it.
Not rare. Today, 5 local governments in Katsina State had peace talk with bandits. A whole 5 local governments. Make una see bandits now. Now Nigeria, this thing they happen. No be Hamas, no be Gaza. This thing they happen in Katsina. Say, see them. Wait, so I want to ask you, a whole 5 local governments, they have peace deal with bandits.
Look at where they are coming with their rifle.
Banditry is now a legal entity in Katsina or what? Like
in Nigeria.
If they have this number of bandits in Katsina,
but they are looking for Biafra army to buy them. And they are bringing them out peacefully here, having peacekeeping with them. Are you hearing it? This is not Biafran person presenting this matter.
This is serious.
You don't never see anything.
It's obvious that Katsina State has been taken, in fact, has been captured by bandits.
They are in charge.
They have these huge numbers of bandits in one state. Goodness sake. They're going to help me share this video. This is the reason why the US member of parliament are saying, oh, there's a Christian genocide. Because if we have these numbers of bandits in one state, how sure are we that the Christians in this state are safe? What is going on?
Are you asking?
I can tell you for free.
Mazan Kali told you, did not listen. The Biafran people are telling you, now we have a government for you to come out. So let's put an end to this. America, the congressmen, the parliamentmen is only giving us support Biafra is what we end this thing that you're seeing here.
Against Nigerian state,
it's not gonna stop because they are building here up to come to attack the America.
Do you know what it means?
You are the target, not us. They want to just scare us and chase us away so they can occupy and have free to install equipment from Nigeria. They will attack America. They will attack countries that they feel like they are Christianity. They will also join hands to attack Israel. That is why the two of you must move fast to support the Biafran people on our quest of international recognition. Look at them coming. They are the owner of the land. That's why I told you. This is the owner of the land. This is how the owner of the land is supposed to paraded. Look at the way they are moving. Look at the way they are moving. Are you not seeing this? Is it a hookup story? These are Fulanis in 5 states in the north. This is how they're organizing them. But they are looking for, no matter what, they're looking for gentle to buy gentle. The strength they use to look for gentle, why don't they use this strength to look for these people? The strength they use to look for Biafran army, why don't they use that strength to look for them? No, because we are species to kill, but these are species to the owner of the land. That is one thing that must come into your mind that you have to understand. Is
let them release Nnamdi. I think it's harder for them to release Nnamdi because if the federal government themselves have committed a sin, a crime against Nigeria.
Okay. If I said it now, it will be because I hate Nigeria, because I love Biafra. She is not a Biafran. She don't believe in Biafra. But the truth will surely prevail, and it's going to last forever, whether you like it or not.
1, 2, 3,
4, 5. They have conquered it.
Local government do they have in Katsina?
All the whole local governments in the north, they are taking over.
President state.
Yes.
Now, what is state now?
Okay. He's the one that invited them now.
So how did they have these huge numbers of terrorists, bandits in the same state? Oh my goodness. This is them.
Well, I never see anything. When we are telling you people, when I think it's all because of us.
Now, wow.
Look at it. What they are doing is one Nigeria integrity. Cow.
Nigeria and the fear planning. Is it that the president of Nigeria the fear planning? Is it that the governors
Look, they are destroying people's crops, people's farm.
The senators of Nigeria and the fear planning, see how planning they enter person farm. Uprooting cassava, they feed the cow.
Okay.
The person enter ask planning, why una they uproot my cow? Planning go hit that person.
Do you hear it?
Nobody is saying anything. Fulani don't pass Nigeria. Fulani will carry cow. Don't pass all the Nigeria soldiers.
They are the owner of Nigeria. You as a religious person, you don't know who you are. That is why you're talking about Nigeria.
Another 50 Christians have been gruesomely murdered in the ongoing genocide in Nigeria. Frank Uto, a Nigerian lawyer and native of Yelawata, joins us now. Frank, these 50 that have been killed recently, you were talking with me before we got started about the manner in which they were killed. It wasn't, a bomb or something. This was
the world to see what is going on in Nigeria.
Tell me how these 50 people died.
The way they kill our people is in the most horrific, the most gruesome, the most cruel manner anyone could ever.
It's not about speaking grammar.
The devil to shiver.
It's about that we have give you solution, you reject the solution.
Into your house. And then what they do is that they will now, cycle the house with fuel. They will lit fire on the house. And then when you are coming out, they will now hack you down.
Look at it.
Machete.
These
so
are killings of
they are
people.
cutting a piece of wood. Not as even they are killing a wild animal. You don't even kill a wild animal that way. So they'll burst your brains with machete and you see spillage of brains. I believe you've seen some of these very horrific pictures. They are so graphic. Hundreds of them in my phone right now. These are my siblings. These are my cousins. These are people I know so well. I know almost 80% of these people. And matter of fact, some of them, I spoke to some of them a week before that thing happened. And anytime we speak, we talk with dread. We know that we're living on time bomb. We know that these things will come again. So every time I try to give them an advice, to keep their eyes open. But that was what happened. Look, there are two of my aunties who were pregnant. One was pregnant with twins. They split open the stomach, they removed the twins, and then slaughtered the twin. So that's what's been happening. And when they are doing this, they begin to recite Allah Akbar, which unfortunately has become an internationally recognized slogan and motto for terrorists. It may have good intention. The words in Arabic says Allah is great or something like that. But unfortunately, it has become the most universally accepted slogan and motto for jihadists. So they'll be slaughtering these people and be chanting Allah Akbar. That's what we've been facing. And unfortunately, the government of our country, the government of our state is doing extremely nothing about this because they will just want to be politically correct. Because the kinsmen of these people are the same people who constitute the top echelon of the Nigerian political structure, business structure, and institutional structure. So you find a lot of people who are so reluctant to do something about this because they want to be politically correct. They want to have at every time political benefit and personal aggrandizement. So that's what we've been facing. So like I said earlier, we lived with this. We've been living with it before now. Do you know that before the incident, I'm sorry, maybe I may be digressing, but before the incident of June 13 and 14, before that massacre, 2 weeks earlier, a retired army officer in my own village of Yerwata, who was my late father's very close friend, was in his compound just going through his phone that night, and because of the beam, the light of the phone, was shining on his face, these jihadists came to his compound, shot him on the leg, so he ran into his room. So we're very poor people. Our houses are made from mud. We don't have houses made of strong bricks. So even when you kick the wall, it will break. So many of our houses, we don't even have window frames. So like in his own window frame, what was there was just a mosquito net. So when he fell into his room, they now went through the mosquito net, cut the mosquito net, went into the room, butchered him, butchered his son who was sleeping earlier, and butchered his wife. And then they took
This is the territorial integrity.
And you know, the next day, in Uday,
that's
community to us. That's our
UN Charter is protected.
Uday,
this is the territorial integrity,
away from Yerwata,
where they butcher people every day.
A village woman.
This is territorial integrity.
To fetch firewood, and
you are protecting territorial integrity
with blood stains on his clothes.
Okay.
So she went back and raised alarm.
He's not a Biafran.
The village youth.
He's not fighting for a Biafran. But look at what is happening. This is what is going on in Nigeria.
Start a motorbike that stopped. So he was trying to kickstart it, and when she walks past, she saw blood stains all over his body, and even on the bike. So that is a ground for suspicion, of course. So immediately our youth ran to the place, met this guy, gave him some little beatings, and they were able to extract confession from him. He confessed that they carried out an attack in Yerwata, that's my own village,
okay,
which was like 4 kilometers away from the village he was caught. They carried out an attack on Yerwata the previous night. They killed that retired army officer, and this bike was given to him by one of the military guys in Uday. Yeah, a detachment of military. So one of them is his kinsman, is a fellow Fulani, is a Muslim officer. So the youth took the bike with him and went to where the military guys are stationed and accosted that particular military officer. His name is Suleiman, and said, look, this is what you've been accused of. So the Suleiman gave a very preposterous kind of excuse by saying he gave out the bike to this guy yesterday because the guy came here and said one of his brothers was beaten by a snake. And so he gave him the bike to take the brother to the hospital. Now you don't know that guy, but you release your bike to him. Who is that his brother who was beaten by the snake? No one could see that person. Which hospital did he take him to? None. So we reported this to the military top echelon in my state capital in Makodi, which was also headed by another Fulani. That's how these guys are strategic. By another Fulani officer. And that was how the story died a natural death.
This is what is going on.
So far,
it's not all about speaking good English. Because those they are doing it are not speaking English. It's about the solution that we have given to you to end this. And that is only what we have never tried. Until you try the solution we gave to you, that is when all these are going. The only solution is to bring Nigeria on the table, peace seats, according to the tribal line, this matter will dissolve. And you refuse. You call us hater. You call us journalists. You call us Boko Haram. You call us this one. You call us the other one. Why you are not the truth? Look at listen to the territorial integrity of the world. When people are dying, they told you that the territorial integrity is more important than the people are living, the life of the people. When they wipe the people away, the only place that the territorial integrity are working is in Africa. It doesn't work in Europe. It doesn't work in Asia. Their people stood on the protest and decide what will happen. That is what tells how UK made their own laws. Their law is when their citizens protest. That thing they are protesting for is the law of Britain. Go and check very well. Then you may understand. Also in America, in also this country we are seeing today. The only one way out of stopping all this is what? Yes, the Biafra. And those that make people go forth. Has it happened? It has happened. So we must look at people are crying because of their loved ones that fall on knees, massacred and taken away.
These are the scenes that welcomed one into the affected village of Jebu Iriom local government area of Plateau State early Tuesday morning. The village was thrown into shock and mourning when they were attacked with guns and machetes and their houses set ablaze.
That is one. That is the integrity.
This community was attacked by the attackers.
Okay.
And of course, we thought the place was going to be protected as the security men from the Sector 6 came with 2 gun trucks. And I was satisfied that my people are well protected.
Sincerely, it is very sad and unfortunate that up to today, these things have not come to an end. You have just witnessed, you've gone around together here, you've seen the dead bodies yourself. 27 people lying down.
On Tuesday.
While security personnel from different agencies were seen on the ground, the locals blamed them for late response, alleging complicity.
In fact,
they know their plan.
Early warning information.
They know what they are doing. Not to protect the citizens, rather to kill the citizens and take their life away. That is what is going on, and that is what is happening. This is a pure truth that we will not shy away from. We are not going to pretend over it. If they are even pretending, we are going to bring in more evidence to you, so you will see the so-called one Nigeria.
Wow, my people, these people
look at them.
Take over Nigeria.
You remember I showed you where they are fueling their machines with tanker of tanker that fuel their machines. Look at the way they are moving. The Boko Haram. Look at it, freely and happy. Why the indigenous people in Katsina are crying and dying?
Must settle them.
Do you hear it? That is what is going on. This is the territorial integrity of UN Charter.
I don't understand it.
Are you seeing it? This is it. The word, this is your territorial integrity.
Wow.
This is your territorial integrity, America, Britain, the world powers. This is your territorial integrity. But I tell you that Biafran people have stood up to reject this concussion called Nigeria. This profit called Nigeria. That's gold that are bringing our mind at our Biafran people. We will take our land and we will have our country. We will go back the way we were before the amalgamation that happened to be a problem to the people. That is one of the most important things that is very rare, that the Biafra is the only solution. See, you see that concept that was rejected in 1960 to 1970, that is the solution. That is what they told you, that the rejected stone later become the corner of the house that carries the building. That's what it is. The Biafra is all about this rejected stone. That are problem that once it merge, we will solve this problem that are befalling the indigenous people in all over the amalgamation country. So we will go into our main topic today, my people. We must run it because it is our time to do that. So please, you must have to pay attention and listen. We will start from somewhere, and once we are done, then okay. And what we are doing, people may not be here much, but when you come, please help me and share the program. That is only way what I'm doing here will go viral. Remember our code. Nigeria government hashtag free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president of United States of Biafra, and also hashtag free Simon Ekpa Njoku, the prime minister of United States of Biafra. That is our code in this platform. And you know, you can't type hashtag free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the president, and refuse to write also hashtag free Simon Ekpa Njoku, the prime minister of United States of Biafra. All this goes together. I said what? They are in line together into what we are doing. So do not panic, do not move an inch, because we are here to present you everything that we need to know into what we are doing and how important it is. It's part of why we are here. Those things they did to us and they hide it from us, that we will never discover it. But we are telling them that we have discovered it, and we are taking it by force, because it is our right to take it what? By force. That is one thing that the Biafran people must know. It is our right. So when you have seen all these things I played to you, then you start asking the world, what is that useless territorial integrity? How useless is this territorial integrity? It is. You will see it. There is no other way around. That is why you have to stand up on your feet and support the movement of the United States of Biafra to end impunity, to end the killings, to end all these things that you are seeing today that is happening in Nigeria. Only that name of what? United States of Biafra is to put an end into all the killings that are happening. Try this one and see how it works. Try it and see how it works perfectly, because the denial of it and the agreeing on amalgamation is your problem. You deny what will serve you and agree on the one that is going to kill you. That is why there is killing everywhere and nobody is talking. Even they are talking, there is no action. Even when there is talk, I told you that there is no what? Action. There is not way of saying, okay, this is the way that we are going to end it up. And for that reason, the Biafran people has come to end it up. Whether you like it, whether you believe on it, or you did not believe on it. Well, we are no longer begging anybody. But we must let the world know that that thing they call territorial integrity is a pure lie. It's a 419 that need to be arrested those who put such a thing in action. Who consider those laws must be dealt with, because all the blood, all the killings, all the things happening today, they are the cause. That is why the amalgamation was meant to destroy the indigenous people's life. To take them away today, the Fulanis are carrying that mission with the bandits, the Boko Haram, the ICC, the Lokrawa. All these people are what? Meant for what? To destroy the indigenous people. This is what is going on. That is why today we are here to end it up. Whether they like it or they did not like it, because there must be a way out. And the way out is only one: by supporting the United States of what? Biafra. Now, we are going into our document. We will allow you to read from the beginning, then we will continue from where we stopped it yesterday, and after today, we will go into the life we are living before the amalgamation.
That is the central philosophical and legal conflict at the heart of nearly every secessionist movement, and the answer, in practice, leans toward a painful yes in the absence of a clear path to independence. The conflict you raise is between two core principles of modern international law. 1. Territorial integrity and sovereignty, Article 2.4 of the UN Charter. 2. Self-determination of peoples and human rights, Article 1.2 of the UN Charter and various covenants. 1. The legal default, stability first. In general, the existing international legal system, which is based on a club of sovereign states, gives overwhelming priority to territorial integrity for the sake of global and regional stability. Preventing war. The primary purpose of emphasizing territorial integrity is to prevent wars between states. If international borders are easily changed, it is feared that states will constantly fight over territory, leading to global chaos. The African precedent. As discussed with the Igbo case, African leaders collectively agreed to uphold colonial borders, uti possidetis juris, to prevent the collapse of their newly independent states into hundreds of ethnic civil wars. This principle places the stability of the entire region above the desires of any single ethnic group for secession. 2. The human rights challenge, remedial secession. However, the question of human life and rights introduces a major exception in legal theory, known as remedial secession. This doctrine argues that the right to territorial integrity is not absolute, and must yield when a state grossly violates human rights, commits systematic and grave abuses, such as ethnic cleansing, genocide, or widespread persecution against a distinct group of people on an identifiable territory, denies internal self-determination, completely refuses to allow the group a meaningful exercise of their rights, participation or autonomy within the existing state structure, turning them into a perpetual oppressed minority. In such a scenario, secession is viewed as a last resort remedy, remedial secession. The logic is that the state has forfeited its moral and political claim to the territory by attacking its own people. The problem in practice. While the principle of remedial secession is intellectually compelling and has been cited to justify cases like the independence of Kosovo and South Sudan, it is not a clearly established rule of international law. States reject it. Most sovereign states vehemently reject the doctrine because they fear it could be used to justify secessionist movements within their own borders. The Igbo Biafra context. During the Nigerian Civil War, the Igbo side argued they were victims of genocide and that the principle of remedial secession applied. However, due to the established uti possidetis principle, geopolitical interests, and the fear of setting a dangerous continental precedent, the international community largely failed to recognize Biafra. In summary, principle, primary goal, international legal status, territorial integrity, global and regional stability, non-violence, the default rule for all recognized states, right to leave / human life, protection of a distinct group from oppression, an exception, remedial secession, but not a clear legal right. Therefore, the international community often chooses the path of stability and territorial integrity, the legal default, over validating a unilateral claim to secession, the human right of exit, even when human rights concerns are severe.
Are you hearing it? They valued territorial integrity more than human rights. What do I mean? If the world did not value the territorial integrity more than the life of the people, what happened in 1967 to 1970 would have not happened. What is going on today would have not been going on. Because they know that no matter what we do as a country, that the world, we call it internal affair, and they want to protect, because we are a member of the UN, we are a member of the EU, they want to protect the territorial integrity. So let us go and kill them. The territorial integrity is a right to go and kill the citizens of the land. That is simply mean, when you go deep, you understand what it means of territorial integrity is to give the country authority to go after people and buy their life and waste them, destroy them, and protect the territorial integrity. The territorial integrity is blood of the innocent people, to waste people's life. That is what the territorial is all about. That is what the territorial integrity is all about. All about what? Destroy the people, chase them away. That is why up to today, because of the America, because of the body of the UN are protecting their law of force, lies, deceit, and destruction of the UN Charter articles of the so-called territorial integrity. The territorial integrity means destroy the livelihood of human being, and the empty land is territorial integrity. The empty land is the territorial integrity, not the human beings. If you want to protect the territorial integrity, is it not to protect the human right first? Is it not human life that made up the territorial integrity? Rather, the territorial integrity made up by the human life. They turn it upside down. They choose one that are going to favor them. So America will not be, people will not call for a new country in America. People will not call for a new country in Russia, because the only one that Finland called lead to war. Then when Britain is liberating themselves, when America is liberating themselves from Britain, there is no territorial integrity. Then what matters then is human life. The right of human being matters when when America is liberating themselves from Britain. And that time France was supporting US, is not destroying the territorial integrity. Rather, is protecting the territorial integrity. When they do it, it is right. But when Africa, when Biafra people do it, it becomes abomination. It becomes prohibited in the eyes of them. That is why we must do everything humanly possible, like our leader said it, to liberate ourselves. If we meet committing a crime, let us commit the crime and have our freedom. And destroy the so-called the fake law that need to call into amendment. What they could have do is this, not law that I'm not seeing. They would have sit down and calculate those things that when you feel like you don't want to belong here, that is what you people will do, then we will support you become a new country. Except the lies they put on, they told you that you must meet a permanent population. You must have defined territory. You must have effective government that can be able to enter into treaties and relationships with other countries. That is their lie. But the deep down, you know, in this platform, the first thing we bring out is those one. But when we are going deep, they will now see their lies. They use this thing covers up. Now we are seeing what the lies they are presenting to the world. The lies that warrant all the killings, the lies that are bringing destruction of many countries today, and how America, Britain are sponsoring terrorism everywhere in the world, in Africa today. They are the one putting instability, and they claim that the people want their rights are the one putting instability. They turn it upside down. Okay, example. When America is helping Israel to fight those who are fighting Israel, what are they doing? When Russia is fighting Ukraine, what are they doing? When some countries in Asia that are fighting for their freedom, and some people say they will not go, they want, what are they doing? James, you're welcome. Thank you so much. James Chigozie, you're welcome. Now we play for the second time. Then we know where we stop yesterday. Remember, we will stop on number 2, on the article of denying internal self-determination. That is where we stop yesterday. How the world deny us our internal self-determination with territorial integrity. This is how they deny us our self-determination, our internal self-determination. They deny it to us because of protecting territorial integrity. Instead of denying territorial integrity and protect the internal self-defense of the people, and I go suffer.
That is the central philosophical and legal conflict at the heart of nearly every secessionist movement, and the answer, in practice, leans toward a painful yes in the absence of a clear path to independence. The conflict you raise is between two core principles of modern international law. 1. Territorial integrity and sovereignty, Article 2.4 of the UN Charter. 2. Self-determination of peoples and human rights, Article 1.2 of the UN Charter and various covenants. 1. The legal default, stability first. In general, the existing international legal system, which is based on a club of sovereign states, gives overwhelming priority to territorial integrity for the sake of global
overwhelming power
preventing war.
to
The
territorial
primary purpose of
integrity.
emphasizing territorial integrity is to prevent wars between states.
Pure
If
land.
international borders are easily changed, it is feared that states will constantly fight over territory, leading to global chaos. The African precedent, as discussed with the Igbo case, African leaders collectively agreed to uphold colonial borders.
African leaders agree against the Igbos to hold territorial of what? Of colonialism. To colonize, that they agree to the foreign countries to be controlling Africa instead of Igbo people to have their freedom. That is what we are hearing here. That is why they denied Biafra in 1967 and made Biafra to become a first state in 1970 after the war. I hope you are hearing it here, that Africa upholds colonial borders to be holding Britain to colonize Africa, holding Portugal, holding Italy, holding France, holding Germany, holding all these world powers for them to be the one taking in charge, because they should take in charge instead of Biafra to come, instead of people to have their freedom. They said no in the old age, before the amalgamation self. And when they agree, they now go back to cause chaos. As Ojukwu is going to Ghana for their Buri Accord, and the call will come through Lagos, they call and say, no, we have rounded meeting against them. We, the forward powers, we Britain, we America, we Italy, we have had a meeting against them that if they give them freedom, they are going to create more countries in Africa. That's all of you. Those who have secured their own, then they tell them that if you allow them, that they are going to come into your country and divide it and give people their will, which is what's supposed to be. Because when I have what you have, why am I going to fight you? Why am I, when you pass, I will be angry? Why am I angry? Because I don't have what you have. It now brings envy and jealous that will lead into fights. It now brings this disagreement. But when I have what you have, when we come outside, you have your car, you enter. I have my car, I enter. You go to your house, I go to my house. You go to work, I go to work. Why am I going to look to fight you? What am I fighting you for? They refuse and they maintain the colonial borders against the Igbo people, the light of Africa. That is why Africa remains in darkness till today, and the Africa is going to remain in this darkness until Biafran people will finally have our freedom. If it is not, Africa will perish. Africa will see worst according to what is planning, because they have planned again how to come back and colonize Africa for the second time, because they said Africa has started manning up. They are holding meeting every day against Burkina Faso, against Mali, against Niger. They are holding meeting what they will do to bring them down every day. Go and check. Britain with France, Italy, they are holding meeting how to bring Ibrahim Traoré down and take over his country and push them back again. The same way in Mali, the same way in Niger, the same way in these countries that said no to the colonial borders that our forefathers give out to them. Ibrahim Traoré is retrieving back what his forefather give out by refusing accepting Biafra, and he said instead of us to allow them to go, okay, now you have told us about them, we have understand them, we are not going to allow them to go. For that reason, let us give our border to the foreigners to control it. And they denied Biafra, they denied their right, denied for them to be a bigger country in the world. That thing that you have been looking for America is in your country. It could have been in Africa that the world are coming to, because every part of every country in the world survived by what is coming out in Africa, moreover Europe. Their life in the hands of Africa. You never know. It's a high time to let you know the truth. We are not here only for Biafra people. We are here for every indigenous people, for every country in Africa, to know what is going on and why we remain the way we are. Why Africans are what? We are everywhere in the world. Africa. After all our mineral resources, we are everywhere. Doing the most dirtiest job. Doing the most lowest job in the country where we are, because of colonization border. That is what is going on. That is what is happening, that I want you to know. This truth must prevail, whether you like it or not. I see you, son. You're welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Please, as you come, please like and share the program so people may know that we are live and we are direct this evening. Please, endeavor to do that. Endeavor to do that. Let us continue.
TI Possidetis Juris, to prevent the collapse of their newly independent states into hundreds of ethnic civil wars.
That they are going to collapse those who get their freedom, like Ghana, like South Africa, like Morocco, like many of them, like France, like Cameroon, like Kenya, like Mali. Those they confuse and tell them, if you allow them, they are going to bring more people from your country to have from another country, so you will have no power. Then our forefathers agree with what the white man told them, what Britain manufactured and told them. That is why we are the way we are today. That is why there is no light in Africa. That is why there is no good roads. That there is nothing good coming in Africa. Rather, we use our good, something good in our land. The foreigners take it to build their place, and we run into their place. Today, Ibrahim Traoré is building Africa somehow. That's why Burkina Faso, he's building, he's maintaining the normal thing they're supposed to do. And the world are having meeting. France is having meeting with America and Britain how to take him away. They first use one black man in America to come and talk trash against Ibrahim Traoré. That's how they do. They will use our own to come to destroy us. That is also what the Biafra people are passing through today. They use Jovika. They use Ikenga. They use the one call himself Udele. They use one call himself Uche. They use another Ramadan Dosho. They use Ugo 247 this time around. They use Chiamaka Jere. They use Sonia Parawa. They use Ogenkere. And all of them, and all IPOB, one Nigeria. That is people the world are using. That is the same color the same dressing, the same food, the same culture. That is what the world has adhered to do. So do not think what is happening to us is ordinary. It's beyond what you think. Chibuzo, Chibens, you're welcome. Good evening. I salute you. The world, the Europe, their plan is to wipe us, is to separate, to bring us down. And you agree by supporting one Nigeria, but not fighting to push all these bad leaders in Africa out. You are supporting them. You are with them. And you think that you are doing the best thing that you can ever do. Without knowing who you are, you will never fight for this Biafra. Without you understanding why you need Biafra, you will thought it's a child's play. It's only Africa die. Africa remain in perpetual poverty, in perpetual darkness because of denying of Biafra, denying of Igbo people. That is why. Because na mkpịsịaka na-esere abụ n'ọnụ, the five fingers are not the same. They are not on the same level. Nisi rabu n'ọnụ. You claim you have you never arrive, you never see anything, because until the Biafran people are free, then Africa will be free. The light will shine again. Remember where we are, where the sun is rising up from. If you stop the rising of the sun and the going down of the sun, that is how you will stop the Biafran people, the Igbo people. Despite that, you will do nothing.
This principle places the stability of the entire region above the desires of any single ethnic group for secession. 2. The human rights challenge, remedial secession. However, the question of human life and rights introduces a major exception in legal theory, known as remedial secession. This doctrine argues that the right to territorial integrity is not absolute, and must yield when a state grossly violates human rights, commits systematic and grave abuses, such as ethnic cleansing, genocide, or widespread persecution against a distinct group of people on an identifiable territory, denies internal self-determination, completely refuses to allow the group a meaningful exercise of their rights, participation or autonomy within the existing state structure, turning them into a perpetual oppressed minority.
Do you hear that? How? When they deny you your rights, they speak good English. Why wouldn't them? From the upper, what you are hearing here, you see how they value territorial integrity, how they value name of a country, how they value word of a country instead of the human being. If there is no human being, this territorial integrity, are they going to give it to animal and the waters? This the so-called territorial integrity that are very, very good in the eyes of the world, and what is they put in their law of the UN Charter, Article 2 and 4, where they present propaganda, lies, and deceit. This is exactly what they have done. I told you from today that word, territorial integrity, means destroying the livelihood of human beings, denying them their rights. That is territorial integrity. Nothing more than that. Completely refusing to allow the group to exercise their rights. Participating on the autonomy within the existing state structure, turning them into perpetual opposed minority. Now they have denied us our rights. Now they have denied us our freedom. Now they have denied us who we are. They told us a minority. That is the word. That are too small. Where we have over 50 million people that voted for self-referendum. Tell me that country who has won over 50 million before in their life for election. Let us check very well. even the so-called the prophets called Nigeria. Now turning to become the banditry country. I want you to understand it very well. That the world values that name called Nigeria more than the human being who are living. That is why the president of America is not saying anything. He's busy making money. That is why no president of the world has stood up and condemned what is going on in Nigeria. Because they are protecting territorial integrity. Oh, what if I talk now? Nigerian people will send their Boko Haram to attack my people or to sponsor my people to start asking for new state. They are afraid of themselves because you start with a lie. When you lay a foundation with lie, you will always be afraid to protect your lie with every possible means. That is what is going on. Thank you so much, for bringing our code out. Hashtag Nigeria and Britain government. Free President of United States of Biafra government. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, a political prisoner of conscience in Nigeria DSS custody. Thank you so much for that code. That is the code on this platform. That is the code. Thank you so much. Round of applause for you. Thank you. Let us continue.
In such a scenario, secession is viewed as a last resort remedy, remedial secession. The logic is that the state has forfeited its moral and political claim to the territory by attacking its own people.
Do you hear that? They claim that when what is happening in Nigeria right now is happening, now the only way is in such that is what? People to decide to stand up and say, we don't want to belong to this country again, we want to be free. That is what they put on a small place here. And you had it when I read it out. In such scenario, secession is viewed as the last resort remedy. Instead of for them to open their wayo mouth and their deceived hand to write, in this scenario, forming a new country is the last resort remedy. They now told you that in such a scenario, secession is viewed as the last resort remedy. You see how they are meandering? You see how they are amassing the word? Here, to be true, under UN Charter, what they will write under their Article 1, Article 2 and 4 is, in such a scenario, having a new country by those people that feel marginalized is only the last remedy. They say no. They don't want to use it. They don't want to at all use it. What they use in such scenario, secession is viewed as last resort remedy. You are talking to buffoon. We have come to change all the nonsense, all the lies that you have put down here. We have come to do that. Remedical secession. The glitch is that the state has fortified its moral and political claim to territory by attacking its own people. Now here may be by attacking people in the Benue, attacking people in the north, and attacking people in Biafra land. Nigeria has destroyed their territorial integrity. Over how many years ago? When they start killing the Biafran people, when we are only doing a protest, asking that we want a new country. They tag us terrorists, they tag us secessionists, they tag us health, they tag us all manner of names because of how UN Charter present the world. And they are the one telling Nigeria the name to call people. Once they have started attacking their people, the territorial integrity, they need to revoke it back. They need to put them on sanction and see how everything will work out by giving those people you call minority their rights of a human right first. But no, The first is what? Territorial integrity as a sovereign state with blood of the innocent people. By force, you will be here because the so-called Nigeria was led by force, forced amalgamation of over 250 ethnic groups. Let us continue.
The problem in practice. While the principle of remedial secession is intellectually compelling and has been cited to justify cases like the independence of Kosovo and South Sudan, it is not a clearly established rule of international law.
Do you hear that? They are the one who call it secession. That is the last remedy or the last resort. Look at here. Why the principle of remedial secession is intellectual comply and has been created to justify cases like the independence of Kosovo and South Sudan it is not clearly established rule of international law that the way that Kosovo people and South Sudan get their country and remain not they don't care about being a member of UN until UN lose the hand and look for South Sudan. They told you here that the way they got it is not right, and it did not give them the way to go and get it. Now, when they follow that way you give them under Montevideo Convention, you shy away. You remove your turn. They hold you this side, you turn this side. When people come straight, you go back. When they go back, you go left. When they go left, you go right. When they come to right, you jump inside center. You put a false law. Love there, I greet you here. Good evening. You're welcome. I can see you. Please hit the like button. If you think the program works, you hit the like button.
States reject it. Most sovereign states vehemently reject the doctrine because they fear it could be used to justify secessionist movements within their own borders.
Do you hear it? The same people who told you that secession is the last remedy, the last option, having a new country. Now what they told you that they need that the old state reject it. Most sovereign states vulnerably reject the doctrine because they fear it could be used to justify secession movement within their own borders. They will not allow the secessionists to hold because when they hold, the border of Nigeria of territorial integrity has been divided. Do you see the game they are playing? Do you see the dirty politics of the world? Do you see the politics they are playing with people's life? With life that these people who sit down and construct this law did not bring. The same God who give them life is the one who give us. That is why none of them will go unpunished, because of all the blood that are going in Biafra land will be in the head of the Lugard family and all entire Britain for this genocide, for this atrocity that they are committing in Biafra land day in, day out, and the entire Nigeria. The blood will be in the head of everything that made up of Britain. They will never go scot-free. They will share their own blood, and we shall be here and see it. Let's continue.
The Igbo Biafra context. During the Nigerian Civil War, the Igbo side argued they were victims of genocide and that the principle of remedial secession applied. However, due to the established UTI Possidetis principle, geopolitical interests, and the fear of setting a dangerous continental precedent, the international community largely failed to recognize Biafra.
Do you hear it? Before we go into that war with Nigeria, they have already concluded with African people. When Britain come to monitor us, when they come for the war of Haridu, no, but they make war, they find out no, they now went back. Because the Ekumenic War is first before the 1967 to 1970 war. That is the truth that we must know. That is from where they study us. And they colluded with Africa to put Africa in perpetual blind and perpetual poverty by denying Biafrans their rights. Because they have tried and say, no, this will don't bow to anybody. They believe in their culture. They believe in the way they are governed themselves. Let us bring chaos. Let us scatter them. Let us destroy them. They now bring the amalgamation. That's why I told that the amalgamation is the destruction of human life in Africa. The colonial masters are destruction that we have. They come to destroy us. But today, on November 29, 2024, the Biafran people stood up and said, hell no to all this. We will fight until they recognize us by thunder, by force. We are going to make it to happen. That is why you must share this program for them to know that we have known that secret they kept for us over all these years and think that we will not find it. Now we have found it, we will use it and fight them and tell them that this is absolutely destruction of the people. Now, the Igbo Biafra contest during Nigeria Civil War, the Igbo side argued. This is what they use. The Igbo side, they argue that they were victim of genocide. Are we not the victim of genocide really? The way they handled us, the way the world come against us, they use hunger, which is against the rule of war, that you should not block a place of people getting food. And Nigeria did it. That one alone is against war crime that Nigeria committed in 1960 to 1970. But because of Britain, their profit, they don't give a dime. All they want is that their profit. That is what they care for. That's what they want. I said what? That is what they care for. That is what they want. They don't care about the genocide, the law that Nigeria break in 1967 to 1970. And that is what gave Nigeria momentum to be doing all the things they are doing today. Because nobody questioned them. In 1960, nobody sanctioned them. To 1970, genocidal war against law that Nigeria broke against war crime. No one sanctioned them. That is why they increase, that is why they have the momentum to be doing all the killings, to be manipulating people, to be kidnapping people, to be using banditry everywhere, and nobody will query them. Now the world will say it's internal affair. It's what they will present to you. Oh, they are making peacekeeping with the banditry. Why the indigenous people are killing? Because of they are protecting their land. That is why they are killing Biafra Liberation Army. That is why they are killing the Biafran people till today. That is why they are kidnapping and the Kano, because of the profit of Britain. Because they know that in the name of Biafra, they will not longer make this profit anymore. That is why they arrest Master Simon in Finland. That is why they want to swallow all of us. That is why they want to swallow us. Nothing more than that. This is what is going on. This is what is happening. That we claim about genocide. There's look at the, let me repeat it again. The Igbo Biafra contents during the Nigeria Civil War. The Igbo side claim they have now make it Igbo thing. Where you know that not only those speak Igbo fight for Biafran war. In that earlier stage of this document I'm reading was document that was kept, that was arranged in before the Second World War. That is where they put all this together and present it to the Africa, and they said, no, we will not allow it to happen. Ghana, no, we will not allow them to divide. We will not allow them to do what? To divide. We will not allow them to bring division. But the question is, did we bring any division to anybody? We just mind our culture, we just mind the way we are living, not even encroaching, not even fighting to anybody to collect their land or their territory. We never did not do that when we were on our own before the amalgamation. We did not. Before the amalgamation, did we fight with anybody with over territory? Did you what they gaze, what they think, what they think that we are going to, this is what they are going to do, and because of their white, the black Africans accepted that without giving it a second thought and asked themselves, before Britain did not come, before this the colonial borders, did these people threaten any group? Do they have their fight any people and said, this your land belong to us, this your territory belong to us? They did not ask, and they sheepishly agree with the deceit of a white man. They sheepishly agree. That is what is happening today. The amalgamation bring the killing of people in Benue. The amalgamation will bring the killing of people in Castena. The amalgamation will bring everything that is happening today in that banditry country. Is what amalgamation brings. But because without amalgamation, you will not be seeing all these things. That is one thing that you never think of. When you go back and think what I'm telling you this evening, then you will know where the problem starts from. Let us continue. They were victims of genocide, and that is the principle of redemption section applied. However, due to the established UDI principle, geopolitical interests of the world, of the world, interesting, and the fear of setting a dangerous content preside. The international community legal failed to recognize Biafran people because of all this that I have counted to you just now. Why did the international world refuse to organize Biafran people? Both America, both Britain, the father, both France, both Germany, both Australia, both even Finland, who helped us and given us only aid. Because of this gathering of the meeting, because of this concussion, because of this they arrange, that is even Finland, who support us then, did not give us recognition. Have you asked yourself, if Finland support our forefathers, support Ojukwu, and they crying to their children, remember the Biafran people, what they could have do is to do what? To give us recognition like a Hita or Tawata Hita. But they did not do that because Britain controls them. America controls them. Germany, that helped to give that saved them from the hands of Russia, called them, sit them down, to not give them, did not recognize them. The entire Europe ganged against us. The entire Europe gang against us because of this program I am doing for over 3 days right now. If you may pay deep attention, then you will know the strength of what we are going to add in the momentum of what we are doing for us to get our own recognition. That's what I told you, like country like Kosovo, you had them mentioned here, did not first get international recognition. Today, they are not a member of UN, but are they not a country? They are a country. They are the country that beat Sweden, that are a member of UN in the last qualifying series of World Cup. They beat Sweden with 1-0. They did that. Kosovo, a country without a member of UN. Now, after we have this document, why do we need UN? We may ask. After UN supersede, gang up against us, why do we need them? Why UN gang up against them? Why do we need them? Why EU gang up against them? Why do we need them? Is the question. Why can't we allow them to deal with Nigeria and have our foreign country and remain who we are? Go back to our roots. Go back the way we are before. The best life ever is what we are living. You will hear it this night after this document. I pray God to give us more time and more strength for us to move on. My people, are you tired? Do you want us to continue? Do you want us to continue? I ask this on comment section. If you want us to let us continue. Are you tired of hearing? Are you tired? Do we continue or do we stop? Which one is here? Which one do you accept? Continue or to stop? I am waiting for your comments so I will know what to do. Are you tired of hearing this? If you are tired, I will not force you to be here. We may stop the program if you are tired. That is my question. I want to see on the comment section. Do you want us to continue? We are barely 2 hours. Yes. Yes. Ike Eri Ehi said continue. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe on the YouTube. If you're a new person here like Ike Eri Ehi, have you subscribed on the name of Free Biafra TV? If it is your first time, you will see a 3 dots in front of your phone. Just click on that 3 dots. Then it will open. You will see like, I see my own. Love Day. Thank you so much. He said we should continue. Okay. So the international law, the international countries, America and all this Europe that people are today opening their mouths and the gossiping, and the Africa, some of us are today, when they see you doing that in there, are happy because you are fulfilling their mind in the olden days and bringing it up to become a new thing again. So when you see Jovica, he is redeeming the secret meeting they had against us in Second World War. Because after the Second World War, that is when they meant these laws that we are seeing today. When they have come to study who you are. When they consulted UN Charter, British is involved. Citizens are involved. None of African countries are involved when they are presenting the UN Charter. The same way you are not consulted when Nigeria was amalgamated. So from constituting the UN Charter we are reading here, they did not consult you. That is how they come into Africa without passports and do the damage that you are seeing today. And you are knocking your head. You are there talking against what is hurting their mind. They said, what we buried, how did it rose up again? That is why you don't kill ideology. You don't kill conscience. Even if you bribe it, a time will come. The time has come for us to revisit these their lies and prove them wrong and take our country and set example. So they will, and also to show them that that thing they said is lie, and also to prove to them that we are the best. We must continue. In summary, listen to this.
In summary, principle, primary goal.
Listen, remember, principle, primary goal. What is the primary goal of the world? What is the primary goal of UN Charter? about territorial integrity and human life, about a name of a country, about sovereign states, about maintaining their position as a member of the UN. That is territorial integrity that we're talking about. So let us see. Now, the principle, the primary goal. Let us continue.
International legal status, territorial integrity, global.
What do you hear here? First, the primary goal. Is it not territorial integrity? Is the first thing they started. Did they start with the human right of your life? No. They started from that their primary is territorial integrity is the primary. The secondary is you. Global and religion stable. Non-violence. Is it not violence they have thought that this their life document will reserve? It's not that that violence is everywhere in the world today. That is why the UN Charter called for amendment. Sometimes, Geneva Convention that was formed and the submit amendments are better for me somehow. The Geneva Convention is far better, and if you go deep to Vienna Convention, that's why the world want to close the Vienna Convention, because that one presents human rights first before any other thing. The Vienna Convention of 1978 first presents his primary objective is human rights. Then country and territorial integrity will come at last. That is why the world power tried to close the organization called Vienna Convention. Because that is the one that opened up and turned UN Charter upside down and destroy it. That is why you are not hearing about Vienna Convention in 1978. They will tell you, oh, it's a smaller group that formed it that is not active. Because people that made it later submit it into amendments in 21st century and understand why what the people want and what is the choice of the people. They go with the rights and the choice of the people, where the UN Charter go with country interests. I hope you are following. I hope my people, I hope we are making common sense. I hope you are understanding why you are wasting your data and watching me. Are you feeling that you are wasting your data watching me? Or wasting your time? Did you feel like that? This is my question. So we know. Do you feel like you are wasting your data, wasting your time, listening to what I'm saying? I want to know your mind. My people, ask a question. Do you feel like that? Want to see your yes or your no, so I will know that you are not regretting watching me. I won't say another thing until I find an answer, so I will know the mindset of the people. Do you think that you are wasting your internet, wasting your time watching me? That is my question. If you do not answer me, that means you are wasting your time. Did you feel like that? Did you feel wasting your time? Is my question. What do you feel? Wasting your time? Wasting your energy? Wasting your data? Is it how you feel? I want to see those that said yes and those that say no. Because that is how the world is. The world is all about yes and no. Do you feel wasting your time? I'm asking you as a Biafra. Do you feel wasting your time? I am waiting for your answer. Do you feel wasting your time? Are you regretting why you know the page? Just want to ask you that question, so I will know what is in your mind. Or it doesn't work with your full mind watching or listening. Do you feel wasting your time? That is the question I ask you. I am waiting for your answer. I am waiting for your answer. That is why you see me coming down. Do you feel that way? Nobody's answering my question. What is going on? Or are you not hearing me? Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? Nobody's answering. Nobody's answering the question. Nobody's answering the question. So that means that you are tired or you have left. I am waiting for your answer. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for your answer. I want to really know what is in your mind. Because it is good when you know that people are with you, that they're not tired of hearing your voice or what you are preaching to them. That is why I ask you the question. Are you tired of listening? I want your answer, please, on the comment section. Or you have all disappeared, so I'm talking to myself. Yes, but if it means talking to myself, I will. Because I am preparing my mind and knowing those things that they never want me to know. I'm preparing my mind, knowing those things that make them to remove history in school. So I'm happy that when I was in secondary school in JS1, they removed history in school. That's now I can find that history by myself. So it makes me happy. The world are seeking for non-violence, and where there is violence everywhere, where there is violence everywhere, and you want to use territorial integrity to stop violence, in how many countries today are they throwing bombs? That is when you call that you need to ask yourself that this way I plan this thing is not working good though. We need to walk it back. But because of the interest, because of the profit you are getting from the violence you are creating in all the small countries in the world and call yourself a big country, because of the politics you are playing with people's life, because of that politics, you think that, oh, I must uphold this territorial integrity. If they want to die, let them all die. Let them all finished. That is the truth of what is going on. That is the truth. Remember where we are. Principle and the primary goals. Listen.
And regional stability, non-violence. The default rule for all recognized states. Right to leave/human life. Protection of a distinct group from oppression. An exception, remedial secession, but not a clear legal right. Therefore, the international community often chooses the path of stability and territorial integrity, the legal default, over validating a unilateral claim to secession, the human right of exit, even when human rights concerns are severe.
Do you hear that? When you come across this program, please try and like and share the program. Try and like, share the program. The right of leave, that is the secondary. The right to leave is secondary. Protection of distance group from oppressor. Therefore, the international community often choose the path of the stable and the territorial integrity. That is the word, the one that the community, the world powers choose. They did not choose the life of the people first. Rather, they choose country first. Is it how it's supposed to be? If there is no human being, are they going to build these countries in the world? If there is no human being, who are they going to use for this their territorial integrity? And who are those that one making territory to work? It's not human being. Then why did they decide to choose to value the territorial integrity first before human being? This word instability, you are the one who made this your law. You are the one bringing the instability, the uprising that are facing the numerous country, small countries, the way you look at them today. You who made this law are the problem. You know your plan. So when you cause the chaos, when you supply the bandits in Nigeria with a full tank of oil or fuel to fuel their machine, to continue terrorizing, to continue to clean the innocent people, to waste their life, then you will come back and preserve you are stable. Why that you have already sent those one who will go and make that country unstable? The world power, Britain, up to now, you never stopped amusing people by you are corrupt, you are greediness, you are envy, you are criminal laws and the criminal mindset and the dirty game of the politics and the geopolitical dirty game that you are playing. When are you going to stop and let people live according to their choice and how they want to live? Simple. Territorial integrity means you don't have a choice to live. You must live the way we want you to live. It's under command that you must live the way we want you. Even though you are wiping out, you will remain there. That is territorial integrity, I know. That is the territorial integrity, I know. And territorial integrity, does it solve problem or does it escalate problem? It's escalating problem every day to the people. The legal default over violating utterance claim to secession, the human right of exist. Even human rights are not important to the world powers because of territorial integrity. Because of what? The territorial integrity. That is why they don't care. That is why they don't want to know. That is why they see everything that is happening as if this is where they want it. So, you may know from today that your life is in your hand to save it. That is not in the hands of the world power to save life first, but they are here to save, respect, territorial integrity. For American people to not to think that this American population is big, we need to divide into two. That is why till today China are suppressing a country inside China because of this territorial integrity. Hong Kong. There is countries inside China today. They refuse them to speak up. They are bending them down every day. Because of what? The so-called evil, the killer of people, of countries, which is UN Charter with territorial integrity. This is what it is. This is what it is that I want you to know. Nothing more than that. That is the so-called territorial integrity. How do you think everything will work like that? You think that people will not one day stand up and try to know their rights? Today, people have stand up. We have here to bring all this what is the problem? And you make us to face on our internal problems. That is where you will see our people now food. There are people believe to listen to our internal problem instead of what brings the problem that leads to the internal problem. When you solve that thing that leads to the internal problem, the internal problem will go away. No one is a criminal who thief is because of he sees somebody who will buy it. When you first destroy that person who will buy the stolen item, that person will not go and thief anymore. This is how also they use change our mind on internal problem that they are creating to us. That is how they know. That is why you will see few people on the platform watching. But some of them will flee away, run away. I don't know who is here, but I want to tell you that our line is open for call before we go into our live before the amalgamation. So you have the time to call. If you wish to call, if you want to call me, you are free to call on number +9 7 33 60 51 337. I repeat, +9 7 33 60 51 337. That is the WhatsApp number. You may call it if you have anything to say to me. Even if you have anything to say regardless of Biafran people and what is going on in Nigeria and the documents they hide against us and the plan, the secret plan they have planned against us inside Second World War and after Second World War. He left for you. He left for you to do that. So, like I said, we are going to go into our life before the amalgamation. What is the life of Igbo people before 1914 amalgamation? Madu, you're welcome. Please, as you come, like and also share the program. The life, the way we are living before the amalgamation of 1914. After you have listened to it, then compare what is happening now and that life that we are living then. Which one is the best? And don't you think that fighting to live that way we are living before is the best option? That is why we are seeking for Biafra. Nothing more than that. We will have research and find out that our life without Nigeria is the best one. But with Nigeria, it is time bomb, very danger and delicate area to stay. Let's continue.
The life of the Igbo people before the 1914 amalgamation of northern and southern Nigeria was characterized by a distinct socio-political structure, a vibrant agricultural economy, extensive trade networks, and a deep-rooted indigenous religious and cultural system. Here are the key aspects of Igbo life before 1914. 1. Socio-political structure, village democracy. Decentralized and republican. Most Igbo communities were organized into autonomous village groups, largely characterized by a democratic republican system rather than centralized kingdoms. Power was diffused. Basic unit of governance. The basic unit of socio-political organization was the Umuna, patrilineal extended family/kindred, which formed the nucleus of a village. Shared authority. Governance was typically carried out by a consultative assembly, often including Council of Elders, Amala, composed of the most senior male members, Diokpa or Apara, of the kindreds. Titled Societies, Ozo, Nze, groups of wealthy and influential men who had earned prestigious titles, wielding significant social and political authority. Age grades, Ogbo, groups of men of similar age who performed civic duties like public works and defense. The Oha, public, the common people whose input was necessary for democratic decision-making. Exceptions to the rule. Some Igbo communities, particularly along the Niger River, like Onitsha and Abo, and certain older polities, like the Kingdom of Nri and the Aro Confederacy, had more centralized systems with kings, obi, or priest kings. 2. Economic activities. Agriculture, mainstay. The economy was primarily agrarian, with subsistence farming being the chief occupation. Staples. The main crops were yams, considered the king of crops, cassava and taro. Division of labor. There was a clear sexual division of labor. Men were mainly responsible for yam cultivation, tilling, planting, harvesting, and clearing the land, while women cultivated other crops, coca yams, cassava, vegetables, and handled the processing and trade of farm produce. Trade. The Igbo engaged in vigorous local and long-distance trade. Commodities. They traded in agricultural products, local crafts, pottery, weaving, ironworks, salt, and palm products, oil and kernels, especially after the abolition of the transatlantic slave trade. Market system. Markets were strategically timed and organized to facilitate social and economic interactions among neighboring and distant communities. Aro Confederacy. The Aro people, with their powerful Ibini Ukpabi, Long Juju Oracle, dominated much of the regional trade network, including the trade in enslaved people before its suppression by the British. Crafts and manufacturing. Non-agricultural production included iron smelting and smithing, especially in places like Orca, pottery, weaving, and wood carving. 3. Culture and religion. Indigenous religion, Omanala or Odinala. The dominant religion was a complex system of indigenous beliefs. Supreme being. They believed in a supreme god, Chukwu, Chi-Ukwu, the Great Spirit, who was generally considered remote. Lesser deities. Worship and appeasement were often directed at lesser deities. Most importantly, Allah, the earth goddess, the source of morality and fertility, and various other spirits, like the MMUO, ancestral spirits, who were believed to constantly intervene in the affairs of the living. Chi. Every individual had a personal spirit or destiny called Chi. Oracles. Oracles, such as the famous Ibini Ukpabi at Arochukwu, held significant influence in judicial and political affairs across Igboland. Culture. The culture was interwoven with the political and religious systems. Festivals. Festivals, such as the New Yam Festival, Alabi MMUO, were central to social life, celebrating harvest and honoring deities and ancestors. Arts, music, dancing and singing were highly integrated into social, cultural and religious life, with instruments like the ojin gong playing an important role. Titles. The pursuit of titles, like ozo, was a major social ambition, signifying wealth, achievement and integrity. In essence, before 1914, the Igbo lived in highly adaptable, small-scale autonomous communities with a strong democratic and egalitarian ethos, sustained by a sophisticated agricultural and trade economy, and guided by a holistic religious worldview.
Do you hear it? The life that we are on our own living before the amalgamation. The life that has value. The life that worth living. That we are living on our own before the so-called amalgamation of that name bring death to us called Nigeria. The darkness called Nigeria. The poverty, the intimidation, the force that call Nigeria that they bring to us. That a white man look at us and say that we are better than them the way we are living. They told you here that we are the democracy on our own. Everybody live according to your level. Maintain your chi. Respect your elders. Respect organizations. Live and keep the law by yourself. Don't kill each other. Do not fight your brother. Do not envy your brother. This is the kind of life the Igbo people were living before amalgamation. And they come. They take it away from us and bring death, bring intimidation, bring inhuman rights abuse, bring all manner of evil thing that is happening today to us. And our people embrace that and live the way they are. Let's all listen again before we do our analysis. We will play three times so it may be sinking when I will be doing the analysis. So you will follow. This is your history before the amalgamation.
The life of the Igbo people before the 1914 amalgamation of northern and southern Nigeria was characterized by a distinct socio-political structure, a vibrant agricultural economy, extensive trade networks, and a deep-rooted indigenous religious and cultural system. Here are the key aspects of Igbo life before 1914. 1. Socio-political structure, village democracy. Decentralized and republican. Most Igbo communities were organized into autonomous village groups, largely characterized by a democratic republican system rather than centralized kingdoms. Power was diffused. Basic unit of governance. The basic unit of socio-political organization was the Umuna, patrilineal extended family/kindred, which formed the nucleus of a village. Shared authority. Governance was typically carried out by a consultative assembly, often including Council of Elders, Amala, composed of the most senior male members, Diokpa or Hara, of the kindreds. Titled Societies, Ozo, Nze, groups of wealthy and influential men who had earned prestigious titles, wielding significant social and political authority. Age grades, Ogbo, groups of men of similar age who performed civic duties like public works and defense. The Oha, public, the common people whose input was necessary for democratic decision-making. Exceptions to the rule. Some Igbo communities, particularly along the Niger River, like Onitsha and Abo, and certain older polities, like the Kingdom of Nri and the Aro Confederacy, had more centralized systems with kings, obi, or priest kings. 2. Economic activities. Agriculture, mainstay. The economy was primarily agrarian, with subsistence farming being the chief occupation. Staples. The main crops were yams, considered the king of crops, cassava and taro. Division of labor. There was a clear sexual division of labor. Men were mainly responsible for yam cultivation, tilling, planting, harvesting, and clearing the land, while women cultivated other crops, cocoyams, cassava, vegetables, and handled the processing and trade of farm produce. Trade. The Igbo engaged in vigorous local and long-distance trade. Commodities. They traded in agricultural products, local crafts, pottery, weaving, ironworks, salt, and palm products, oil and kernels, especially after the abolition of the transatlantic slave trade. Market system. Markets were strategically timed and organized, to facilitate social and economic interactions among neighboring and distant communities. Aro Confederacy, the Aro people, with their powerful Ibini Ukpabi, Long Juju oracle, dominated much of the regional trade network, including the trade in enslaved people before its suppression by the British. Crafts and manufacturing. Non-agricultural production included iron smelting and smithing, especially in places like Orca, pottery, weaving, and wood carving. 3. Culture and religion. Indigenous religion, Omanala or Odinala. The dominant religion was a complex system of indigenous beliefs. Supreme being. They believed in a supreme god, Chukwu, Chi-Ukwu, the Great Spirit, who is generally considered remote. Lesser deities. Worship and appeasement were often directed at lesser deities, most importantly, Allah, the earth goddess, the source of morality and fertility, and various other spirits, like the MMUO, ancestral spirits, who were believed to constantly intervene in the affairs of the living. Chi. Every individual had a personal spirit or destiny called Chi. Oracles. Oracles, such as the famous Ibini Ukpabi at Arochukwu, held significant influence in judicial and political affairs across Igboland. Culture. The culture was interwoven with the political and religious systems. Festivals. Festivals, such as the New Yam Festival, Alabi MMUO, were central to social life, celebrating harvest and honoring deities and ancestors. Arts. Music, dancing and singing were highly integrated into social, cultural and religious life, with instruments like the Ojin gong playing an important role. Titles. The pursuit of titles, like Ozo, was a major social ambition, signifying wealth, achievement, and integrity. In essence, before 1914, the Igbo lived in highly adaptable, small-scale autonomous communities with a strong democratic and egalitarian ethos, sustained by a sophisticated agricultural and trade economy, and guided by a holistic religious worldview.
I hope you are listening. There is more. This program needs more population to do, because this is our history that needs more people to be here and putting their comments and listen, also to place a phone call. Honestly, that's why I asked question, nobody answered. Well, we must continue. Mazna Kami said, even if it is one person is listening, that person said that what we are doing is good, that we should continue. People have run away to go to listen about Adi Orama, Sania Karawa. That is what the internal conflict of our own. That is where that is where our mind always go to. I know it's going to take a time for people to understand that that way it's not going to yield the results very much. The internal conflicts that we carry on our head. It's not that it's not good, but the time we are giving on it doesn't want it. We give much internal conflict consign. And a friend who advised me told me that with that thing that we are doing, we will go nowhere. And the changing is very hard for some people. So that what we are doing proves that we are not ready to take the Biafra, the nation that we are seeking for, that we are not ready, because of they are watching all the platforms and see what we are doing. And that is the plan of the enemies, for us to be fighting ourselves while they are busy destroying things in our land. That is why we have fought for this Biafra for 59 good years without achieving it. Honestly, this is the truth that need to be told, that you have to hear, that is going to be very bitter to you. The truth always bitter. We focus on our internal conflict than a conflict that we are going to presenting about what is happening in Nigeria and what they are doing and how the world are corrupt. We are not doing that more. Go to every platform and listen to what you hear this night, where people will fool on platform now talking. And it's the same thing that they said yesterday, if you watch very well, it's the same thing they are saying today. Honestly. Honestly. They want that place, they will say what is in their mind. They will say that they want that place, they will repeat what they said yesterday, they will say it again today, and they're thinking they are proving a point. And that point we are proving on the international global stage where we're supposed to be presenting our matter has nothing to offer there. Check out if we can be able to take out in a week that's made of 6 days, that will take 4 days first to debunk the lies that things are happening in Nigeria, and it take only 2 days to talk about it in our internal affair. Don't you know that it's going to be very important when people bash out into platform? As the thing about to be asked to stop internal conflict. Master can also do that, but what happened? That is where we channel all our energy. That is where we see our people right now, commenting, talking, laughing. We have a long way to go. We still have a long way to go. That thing that makes Nigeria remove history is also part of what it is, because we don't like where we know the history of how everything started, and also from that history, what we can change into the movement that we are into, and how everything is going to work out perfectly for us to achieve. That is why a white man said, we are not ready. He said that we are not ready at all. That we should ignore this, our people that are coming to social media, and face the main reality. That doing exposition, bringing videos, mentioning Nigeria, and all these things, on leading all these documents, checking histories of how countries get their independence and what they passed is what is going to help us, not this thing that we are doing. But that is where all our strength is. That is where we go every day to listen. We have a long way to go. And people, I am not going to do my exposition. I'm not going to explain this today, because of our people. I am not going to explain this history today, and the more things we have to do. So it will be another time I have my courage, and then people might listen, because I remember if we're talking about some certain things now, people will fool. But when it's come to this, you will see anybody. I'll be here for going to 3 hours. It's only 21 like. And those that like has left. They are no longer here. They have joined many platforms. That the same thing this one discuss about this one particular person is another person will discuss. Is another person will discuss. That is where you will see our people. That is where you will see our people full. But it does not matter. What matters is that I am doing what she asked me to do, and what I can be able to do, because I am a man. I am a full-grown man. There is things I do on my own. If you check my platform, the things I do, that is how you know how I live my life. My life is very disciplined. I choose things I talk. I choose things I do. I choose things I give more attention, and things I give lesser attention. What we're supposed to give lesser attention is what we are giving full attention. That is the one our people like so much. So that when somebody say, you know the truth, you want to come and make a point towards them. So, I think we're going to draw the curtain here. As nobody's on our platform anymore, they have all disappeared. It's very painful, but there's no problem. We will pass this stage. It's a gradual step. It is a gradual step to pass this stage that we are into. The time will come when Chukwuka will bring those that will be listening and be commenting and also encouraging at all time. That's the truth. And when Ana Akia, If we ever and let's have us say, oh, you're making sense. It's okay. It is good. Changing is very hard, but it is something that is very, very constant in our life. It is part of the things that when we know, then we know that we are wasting our time so long. All this internal conflict is why they say that we are not serious to take our freedom. You ask yourself, did the internal conflict of Finland stop them from taking their freedom? They are doing it. They are presenting their matters rights in the eyes of the global community, and until they start getting their international recognition, until they start getting their international recognition, we cannot never use internal conflict to get it. If the conflict that we are, if all we channel our strength into is now Nigeria are no longer talking. We are the one doing the talking to ourselves for Nigeria. Nigeria people channel their strength now on their vote. They are not even like when Abato is here, they channel their strength to first man Simon neighbor. Who are they facing right now? We face ourselves. That is where we bargain some, that is where we see something good. That is where we are happy. So, from me, from here, it is a good day. Good night, my people. Thank you so much for being here.